Howdy do. This video is for municipal liaisons and do-it-yourself write-in folks who live in a remote area without municipal liaisons who wish to organize local writing events on their own. I'll do a flip through of my municipal liaison planner and offer some tips for running the best local writing events of the year. A quick disclaimer: I am an ML, but I'm not an official representative of NaNoWriMo. Please refer to nanowrimo.org for official information. NaNoWriMo does not require municipal liaisons to use a planner. I do use a planner, and today I'll show you how I developed it. Oh, and please be aware, you don't have to be this organized to be a municipal liaison, but you do have an obligation to hold at least one write-in a week. Please refer to the Municipal Liaison Guide to Life. And you're also required to do some fundraising for headquarters. Again, refer to the Guide to Life, which is mostly about being nice to people. Also, the things that I'm including in this video there are alternatives that you can find in the ML area of the website if you are an ML. And oh, by the way, if you're somebody in a remote area without access to municipal liaison, anything you need, you can ask your municipal liaison and they will provide it to you. Anything I mention here that might be included in the ML only area of the website, you can just ask your municipal liaison, and as long as you're organizing events, I'm sure that they will assist you. Oh my goodness, what is happening? So, the first thing I have, if Kitty would move her tail, is a timeline for planning. Most of the stuff that you're going to do as a municipal liaison is going to take place in September and October. So, the first thing is to order a municipal liaison kit from headquarters. These are free. And then also coordinate with your co-municipal liaisons for whatever plans you have. I also recommend purchasing a penny poster. You have to pay shipping. But those posters are really good to give to your local library. It's just added publicity. On September 20th or there around, I reserve write-in space, and this can be done anywhere. I usually do it at the public library because they love when there's local programming that they don't have to pay for. So what I do is as a municipal liaison, I always point the library to the Come Write In website so that they can sign up as a Come Write In location. It helps to spread the word to be put in their national database of locations. And also they could probably order a kit depending on their budget, which I don't think they have to pay anything. They may have to pay for shipping. So, okay, so I do that, and when I contact the library too, I always have like a few dates in mind for an informational session in the month of October, just to invite the community and let them know what that's all about. And then also weekly write-ins, and I give times and dates and I try to make it as easy as possible for the library. I also pre-write verbiage for them to post on their website, and depending on what kind of public library you have, they might have a relationship with the local newspaper, and they might really go wild with this and set up a press release and really try to promote the events. So, okay, so that's September 20th. September 25 or thereabout, I post the Come Write In dates to the NaNoWriMo calendar. This is a Google Calendar found in your forum, but if you're a first-time ML, I totally recommend doing this as early as possible because there's a learning curve to adding that calendar to your own Google Calendar. And this is really important because this is where the local participants are going to find when your events are. And then September 30th, I create a presentation for the library, or you can do it anywhere you wish, possibly on the stage of a pub that has an open mic. And that's the great thing about the Come Right In events, is it can be done anywhere. It doesn't have to be at the library. It could be in your office. It could be at a coffee shop. It could be anywhere. But all you have to do really is make sure that you contact the venue first and ask if it's okay. So, October 1st, I drop off donation boxes around town. This is my primary source of fundraising. I make donation boxes and I drop them off at gas stations because people will donate. They'll put their coins in a box and they won't even read what it's for. They just do it. At least they do where I come from. So not only do I drop off donation boxes, and by the way, I update my donation boxes October 1st. I usually have boxes in a couple places around town year round. And that allows me to do fundraising for headquarters and for my kickoff event and other Come Right In programming. So what I do is I actually make a big suitcase of donation boxes, and then I print out flyers. Usually what I do is the tear-off flyers. I like those the best because you can actually gauge how much interest is shown. And you can find this as a printout in the Municipal Liaison area of the National Novel Writing Month website. By the way, you cannot access that ML area unless you are an ML. So anyhow, it's just a print off, and it has these pre-printed information tabs, which I manually cut, and people tear them off. This is just like when people have a car to sell or babysitting services or whatever. And I really like this because I go back around town every 2 weeks or so, and I replace them because often all these tabs have been torn off. So that's October 1st. And then also I do some work on the online notifying places, newspapers and news outlets about the event. This actually has to be done in most places 30 days in advance. So like if you have a press release, they won't accept it if the event is coming up less than 30 days away. I really wish that the NaNoWriMo website would prepare a new press release before this date. Often they don't, and they're aware that it's an issue. But if you want pre-written verbiage on a press release and you're an ML, you can find it on their website. I usually just create one from scratch. So that's October 1st. Now, October 5th or thereabouts, I pack up my Come Right In supplies, and I actually do use a suitcase for this and little boxes. So one of the most important things is an egg timer. That's for writing sprints. Also a surge strip with extra outlets. That helps people who bring a laptop to write on rather than an analog notebook. Table tents. Table tents are huge. If you are hosting a Come Right In event at a coffee shop or someplace, please make yourself visible to newcomers. Often I hear people say, oh, well, I went to Starbucks, but I couldn't see where the NaNoWriMo people were. That's because it's just some guy casually sitting there with his laptop with nothing to indicate that he's with NaNoWriMo. But at the very least, please print one of these out. You can find this on the website, in the ML area. And it's a table tent. All you do is you fold it like this. You fold it. You have to bring tape when you come, and you make it into a tent, and you just put it in front of your laptop. Just make it's a little sign. I know it's a bit nerdy to set up shop like this, but if you've already told the venue that you're going to be there, it shouldn't be that embarrassing for you to have a sign to help people know where you are. And depending on where you're from, if there's a big interest in this, you'll find that the younger generation is going to probably go off on their own anyway, in their own section of the coffee shop, while the older people will, or the adults, will sit with you, the municipal liaison. And that's perfectly fine. So, next, Scotch tape. That is so that you can tape this. And this actually has tape on it from last year. It's not hard to just do this and then undo it when you pack up and get ready for the next week's write-in. Also, make sure you bring a door sign if you're in a room where people might not necessarily know what's going on. There's often you find drop-ins, which is great. Oh, do I have the door sign? Sorry, here we go. This is the door sign, and it's this, again, you can find on the Municipal Liaison website, or the ML area of the website, and it just explains what's going on. Also, I pre-print plot bunnies, and you can find these in the ML forums. You can make them up. Plot bunnies, in essence, are writing prompts, and they're really helpful for word sprints. I keep a jar of little strips of prompts that I've pre-printed, and if somebody doesn't know where their story's going, or they're stuck or whatever, just tell them to take one out and set the timer and go, and you'll be surprised. People actually find that it helps their story. So make sure you pre-print some of those. Also, a donation jar. That is really good for if you're at a coffee shop or a public place. Just a coffee can or whatever. Make a sign and see if you can raise a little bit of money for headquarters or for your own events. Also, I pack prizes and goodie bags, and these are just little things. I'll get into what I include later. Also, another thing to pre-print are handouts. Sometimes I have word trackers or backup trackers, or even worksheets on the craft for people who kind of still don't have their plot totally outlined. You can be very creative with this. So next we get into October 10th, and that's when I would prepare regional messages. And a word to the wise on regional messages: keep in mind that the participants are trying to write 50,000 words. They don't have time to read a 3-page email. So bullet points, white space, give them encouragement, give them a pep talk, let them know what's going on. I think it's some of the things that are important to note in your regional messages are when donation day is, and because there's like a whole big event, and encourage them to at least come out to one write-in. Writing is a lonely process, and writers don't often have a chance to talk to like-minded people, so it's good to encourage people who might otherwise not make the effort to go out and meet other novelists to be part of this community. And then October 20th is when I declare war. I will have another video on how to declare a word war with another region. So, getting back to publicity. Publicity for me means going around town and posting flyers, alerting the community what's about to happen, preparing a press release for local papers, going online and looking for the to-do magazines. Like, there's online magazines that show events happening around town. Those are really good places, especially if they have an online calendar. Definitely your library website. Even if you don't plan on hosting a write-in at your library, ask them if they can somehow work with you or sign up as a write-in center themselves. Another good place is NPR, your local chapter of NPR. They have a event calendar as well. So the handouts that I usually bring to write-ins are an informational sheet, and these are, again, found on the ML area of the NaNoWriMo website. And these are really good to hand out to people who say, what's this all about? Also, bring your own personal business cards. I find that doing NaNoWriMo as a municipal liaison is a really great way to connect writers to each other. Let them know about other writing events. Let them know about writers' groups around town. Anything. Just make sure that they feel welcome and that they know that you are there to help them. This is definitely not a requirement, especially if you can't afford business cards. But to have something for them to put in their pocket, even if you write on an index card your email, and if you don't wish to give them your personal email, let them know what your handle is on NaNoWriMo. And as I said before, another type of handout would be writing worksheets. Okay, goodie bags. These are just some ideas. My goodie bags this year are super duper tiny because I find that not everybody wants a goodie bag, but everybody does want a sticker. And one word about stickers: if you order the ML kit, it will come with stickers if headquarters hasn't run out. And stickers should only be given out to people who attend in real life a Come Right In event, or the kickoff, or Thank God It's Over. So please be precious with those. If you are not an ML and yet you are hosting a writing event in a remote area, contact your ML and ask them to snail mail you a few stickers, and they will do that for you. So, ideas for goodie bags: miniature pens, erasers, pencil sharpeners, fidget spinners, hand sanitizer. This is a nice giveaway, especially if you're writing in public. Pencils, paper clips, and merchandise from the NaNoWriMo store. They have some pencils, they have buttons, they have all kinds of stuff. That would also, merchandise from the NaNoWriMo store, it not only does it help NaNoWriMo with their own fundraising, but it would also be a really good door prize. So you don't have to go, you definitely don't have to be this big when you do your write-ins. At a minimum, just bring a table tent, bring your laptop, and post it to the calendar and show up. But if you really want to get fancy, and since I do fundraising year round, I can coordinate door prizes. So stickers, that's automatic for anybody who attends. And these are just some ideas: flash drive, notebook, and when I say notebook, I mean like a nice notebook, like a Leuchtturm or something. When I host Come Right In events, I always bring a stack of cheap composition books anyway, just for those who might have forgotten theirs. Another great door prize is a fountain pen. Wouldn't that be nice for a writer? Except avoid the Lamy, as much as I love Lamy, because it has these ridges to help with your penmanship. not everybody is right-handed. So if you're going to give away a fountain pen, give away one with a smooth section. I don't know if you've seen on the internet, you can get literary coffee cups, like the kind that have an outline of Edgar Allan Poe and it says, "Poe me another." Another idea is book-scented candles. Have you heard of this? There's actually a perfumer who makes book-scented perfume, too. And also gift cards. $10 gift cards to Taco Bell or whatever. You could do Amazon if you believe in Amazon. Another thing that you may wish to plan is a night of writing. You can't call it a night of writing dangerously because that is the specific event that is held over on the West Coast. But it's pretty much an all-night. It's meant to be a fundraiser. Not everyone does it like that. They just do it as a night of fun. And it could be an overnight writing event where you stay up all night writing. So if you're going to plan this, first you need to seek out venues that are willing to open their doors to you. Also, another option for this is to host one online. And if you're a municipal liaison, if you look in the forums, there are ways to host an online writing event. But if you're doing it in the flesh, actually, even if you're doing it online, make sure you plan hourly games. If it's in the flesh, try to have some prizes. Even if it's those little ribbon awards, you know, like a blue ribbon or whatever. If this is in the flesh event, try to seek an in-kind donation from a local pizza parlor to donate pizzas for you. And again, on the website in the ML area, there is a form for requesting in-kind donation. An in-kind donation is when somebody gives you a product instead of cash. Or if they say they're a venue and they charge $200 an hour for you to meet there, they may give you an in-kind donation of the use of their space. Also, if you're doing the night of writing, be sure to publicize it. So this is not completely necessary, but I'll always do a break-even analysis because I do so much fundraising. And so I list out how much I spent on giveaways, refreshments, printing costs, and then I give the balance to headquarters every year. And some of the printouts to keep in mind are the table tent, the door flyer, the tear-off flyer to post around town, handouts, information cards, and plot bunnies. And after you've done all this planning, don't forget to write your own novel. And I will have another video for helping municipal liaisons or busy people write an entire novel in the month of November. I hope this has been helpful to you. And until next time, long may your big jib draw.